For 300 years, the most powerful nations on earth grew richer and stronger on the profits of the slave trade. Over 12 million men, women and children were forcibly transported from Africa on slave ships like this to the colonies and plantations in North and South America. Today, slavery is illegal in every country on the planet. But the truth is, slavery did not die in the 19th century. It is alive, it is thriving, and it is bigger than ever. India is one of the world's fastest growing economies. An economic boom has brought with it new wealth and consumerism. But India also has the largest number of slaves in the world. And in addition to poverty and desperation, the new prosperity has brought in its wake a new form of slavery: bride trafficking.
मैं कुछ पता ना, गोली ने सो सुई लगा देता, गोली प्यार देता, नहीं धक्का देता। एक आदमी के दिए ना, वो का लड़का है, 8 लड़का है और 4 लड़की है, उसमें दिए नहीं, शादी कर दी और वहाँ 6,000 रुपए लिए थे। 15 दिन डटी है, 15 दिन बाद में फिर भेज दिया। या के पीछे 10,000 रुपये लिए थे, जॉब है। गर्मी में काम करी, धूप पर से धूप पड़े, आदमी मारे कूटे, क्या फायदा ही? ऐसे ऊपर अल्लाह मुँह दे दे बिचो।
For the past 20 years, bride traffickers have preyed on vulnerable young women from India's vast rural hinterland, promising to deliver them into a traditionally arranged marriage, but in reality, selling them over and over into a life of sexual slavery and forced labor.
लड़कियां जो भी होती हैं वो दोनों काम बराबर से करती हैं। वो सेक्स स्लेव होती हैं और एक आदमी की नहीं बल्कि एक पूरा जो कोहॉर्ट है पूरा 10-12 लोगों का। इसके अलावा क्या है कि जो एग्रीकल्चर जानवरों का काम है वो सारे काम उनकी ड्यूटी होती है सुबह से शाम तक, रात तक।
Less than 2 hours from the country's capital, New Delhi, a traditional arranged wedding is about to take place. 2 brothers from nearby are marrying 2 sisters of a landowning family here in northern India. The girl's relatives and local dignitaries are waiting patiently to greet the 2 brothers and preparing a feast.
So it was just being explained to me that the groom is actually just in those buildings just behind me. He's going to be coming in just a few minutes.
Yes, few minutes, sir.
The ceremony, which is called the nikah, will then be performed, where the marriage certificate or agreement is signed by the groom and the bride's family, and then the feast will begin.
Arranged marriages like this one are as much about cementing relations between 2 families and their property as they are about the wedding of brides and grooms. Marriages can take many forms in India. Directly arranged marriages like this one are common. But some marriages are arranged by go-betweens, men or women who act as brokers, often bringing marriage partners together from distant parts of the country. But it's a small step from the go-between who arranges marriages by consent to a new and dangerous trade: the entrapment and sale of women as brides. I've come to a suburb of Delhi to meet Shafiq Khan, who runs a grassroots organization dedicated to tracking down bride traffickers and the women who've fallen victim to their trade. Most of his work is done in the Punjab and the neighboring state of Haryana. Some of Shafiq's rescue work is carried out around Mewat in Haryana state, a predominantly Muslim area less than 2 hours' drive from Delhi. He says that Mewat is a hub for the trade in brides.
प्रॉब्लम बहुत बड़ी है और हमने जो पिछली स्टडी करी हरियाणा और पंजाब में, उसमें हरियाणा में है कि लगभग औसतन हर गांव में 10 ऐसी लड़कियां हैं जो ट्रैफिक्ड मेन हैं.
Once a woman has been sold, her status within her new village is defined by the derogatory terms paro or molki, meaning a purchased woman.
जब भी लड़की होती है तो उसको 4 से 10 बार तक बेचा जाता है, तो एक सामान की तरह से लगातार इस्तेमाल होती हैं.
In the villages and fields near Mewat, women are often found to be doing the most punishing of manual labor. But there is a shortage of women in this region, sometimes as few as 7 women for every 10 men. It creates a ready market for bride traffickers.
Haryana state is one of the hotspots for bride trafficking in the country, with women being brought in from the far east of the country, thousands of kilometers away. And it's no coincidence that Haryana state also has one of the largest discrepancies in the ratio between men and women.
But the consequences of this can be devastating. In a small hut next to a local mosque, a group of women from nearby villages are gathered to talk about their lives as trafficked brides. All of these women say they have been transported to Haryana from distant parts of rural India, taken from their families against their will, they claim, by traffickers who used a mixture of false promises and violence. They were then forcibly sold into marriage, some of them many times over. They have been secretly brought together here by one of Shafiq's local organizers because, I've been told, meeting them in their village would make their lives even more dangerous.
मेरा आदमी जब वो मर गई, जब वहाँ से लेकर यहाँ नुके चल बहन के पास, मेरा बहन के साथ ऐसे ले आया, बुत तरह ले आया, चल घूम कर लिया दिल्ली में, हाँ तू मेरी बीबी ऐसे कहे. आपस में गाड़ी चलावे, तो जैसे गाड़ी चलाए ना, हौस लाया और हौस ला कर इन्हें अंधा पे दे दिया. फिर उसका पैसे में ना डटी, उस आपस में फिर एक दल्ला फिर दूसरी जगह बेच दिया.
Was there ever a moment where you thought you might be able to escape?
भाषा ही समझ में ना बैठती. इतना आँच कंगा दोनों पान पकड़ के ना देख पाँका हुआ पड़ा, आँच में दे दिया की ना जाती. जब आग में भट्ट लगा के आँच इकट्ठा करके ईंधन जला कर जब इनू फिर वहाँ बका के यहाँ ले आए, यहाँ बिक्री कर दिया 5,000 रुपया में.
So 5,000 rupees, that's about $120. So how did these men who bought you treat you?
नुई मारे कूटे, बस चल काम पे, गाली दे एकदम, दिन लुरा तो गाली दे, मारे. गर्मी में काम करी, धूप पर से धूप पड़े, नीचे काम करे, एकदम पसीना खराब हो जाए, एकदम दिमाग न फिरे, कोई जिंदगी ना. घर पे जाते मंजूरी करे, घर पे जाते फिर आदमी मारे कूटे, क्या फायदा. ऐसे ऊपर अल्लाह मौत दे दे बिचो.
Bride trafficking is relatively new in India. It has emerged in just the last 2 decades. Historian Umar Chakravarti believes that it's driven not just by the growing imbalance between the numbers of men and women in rural India, but by the new technology now available to families with pregnant women.
The shortfall itself is a consequence of sex-selective abortions that have been practiced at least for the last 20-25 years. It began with the amniocentesis, which was meant for determining genetic disorders. As part of that test, one of the things that the test revealed was also the sex of the unborn child.
And if these tests reveal that the unborn child is female, abortions are more likely. The bias against girl children in India is closely connected to the traditional dowry system, the payment of cash and gifts to the family of the groom. Dowries are outlawed, but the practice is still widespread. And for the poorest families with young girls, the costs of the dowry in marriage can be crippling. But with infanticide and now selective abortions, the falling availability of girls for marriage has created another social time bomb. According to sociologist Ravinder Kaur, the demand for brides in certain parts of India is now so strong and the costs of dowries so high that some families are forced to cash in on their daughters.
Because the families are poor and dowry means a huge investment. People often go into debt, marrying daughters off, and here they see an opportunity where they think that the daughter will go to a prosperous state. She will not have to worry about food and her livelihood.
Shafiq Khan is a lone voice, trying to fight the trade in trafficked brides. But proving a woman has been trafficked rather than entered into an arranged marriage can be very difficult. I'm following Shafiq to a rendezvous with some local contacts who may help us locate some of the men involved in trafficking brides.
We're in Haryana province now, and Shafiq has just stopped off to pick up two of his stringers, two people who work with him to try and make contact with local traffickers, bride traffickers.
In the market area of Mewat, Shafiq learns from his stringers that there is a village hidden far away from the main road where a number of women from outside the region appear to be staying. They try to work out whether it's safe to make an approach. Shafiq has already been warned that he may be in danger in this area.
कल जो हम लोगों के साथ ये था वो अचानक इन्फॉर्मेशन आई कि हमारे पीछे कुछ लोग हैं। इससे पहले भी 2-3 बार मेरे ऊपर भी अटैक हो चुका है उस एरिया में।
Attempts to reach one of the men in the village by phone fail. So Shafiq decides he has to go to the village and see for himself what's going on. He walks in with one of his stringers. And after a few minutes, we get a message that the villagers have agreed that we can join him. Shafiq finds 2 men who seem to be watching over the women who've arrived here from outside the state. He tries to persuade one of the men to talk about how the women came to be in this village.
वो हैं, नहीं हैं, कहीं चली गई, क्या है, ना है, ये सारी चीज़ जानना है, ठीक है? ये
ठीक ठाक है, राजी खुशी है और कोई
अच्छा, ये हम बोलेंगे या आप बोलेंगे तो कोई मानेगा? अरे मेरे बाप, आप खुद बात कर लो, ख़त्म कहानी।
तो गरीब आदमी बेचारा
किसी की बेइज्जती ना हो।
I think what we're seeing in action is exactly the way Shafiq normally works, even if we weren't here filming. This is the kind of trust and confidence he's got to try and build up in order for men like these to allege to be doing what they're accused of doing. This is a very, very hard circle to penetrate, and they won't want to speak explicitly on camera.
Suddenly, one of the women who'd stayed out of view in the huts walks out and joins Shafiq. But one of the men, who turns out to be her husband, decides to leave.
तो अब कहाँ रहे हैं? हाँ, इधर बैठिए आप, इधर। अच्छा, अच्छे काम हैं? नाम क्या है? भूल गया, याद ना है नाम। हाँ, सकीना। वो एक और बहन की शादी यहाँ करी। कितनी बहन हो गई यहाँ टोटल? 4 हो गई। तो तुमको पता था शादी होने से पहले कि यहाँ शादी करवा रहे हो?
The men deny that they are trafficking in brides. Shafiq walks away frustrated that the men wouldn't talk about why the women are here.
So that woman...
But he also feels there is a danger now in any of us remaining too close to the village.
So you prefer to go and get away from here and tell us what happened? Okay, well, let's move on. Okay, come on.
A few miles away, we're finally able to talk about the encounter in the village.
हम लोग इससे पहले जो है इस गांव में आए थे और इन लोगों से बात भी हुई थी, तो उसमें जो है हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा शक हुआ था कि ये जो है वो मिडलमैन है, ट्रैफिकर है। ये पहले से फिक्स है कि इसने कई शादी जो है करवाई है और जगह है। जैसे इसने कुछ नाम लिया, किताबुन शाहिद की शादी इसने करवाई है पटाकपुर गांव में, पुन्हाना।
From the information you have, you feel that this is a trade, this is a business, money is being made from this. This isn't just men who are in need of a marriage and just... Yeah? You think it's a trade?
ये पूरी तरह से ये है, इसमें पैसा पे करते हैं, पैसा लेते हैं, पैसा देते हैं, पैसा है, बिल्कुल है। बात करना है इनकी कुछ?
But do you think the women will know the names of the men who traffic them?
हाँ, पूरी तरह से वो नाम जानती हैं, लेकिन कई मामले में क्या होता है, नाम भी गलत बताते हैं। अब जैसे ये है काफ़ी पहाड़ के पीछे है यहाँ पे, तो गांव से बिल्कुल कटा हुआ। यहाँ क्या होता है ना होता है किसी को कुछ पता नहीं है।
But with the men's denial of any involvement in trafficking, Shafiq will need to continue his search for harder evidence. He's now on the trail of a man who his contacts have identified as a marriage broker, but Shafiq suspects he may be a bride trafficker.
हम लोगों को ये इन्फॉर्मेशन है वहाँ के लोकल लोगों से और कुछ जो पारो औरतें हैं उनके ज़रिए कि उसने उसको वहाँ लाया है, लड़कियाँ लाता है वो जनरली।
The man, whose name is Shokut, won't record an interview where it can be overheard, so we've parked our car on a road near open fields.
हम लोग ऐसा सुनते हैं कि वहाँ ये कई लोग तो कहते हैं कि वहाँ से किडनैप करके लाते हैं, ठीक है, लड़की को। कई लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं, पैसा वहाँ हम देते हैं फिर शादी करके लाते हैं।
ना, ऐसा वहाँ से शादी होके आती है, कोई पैसा लेता कोई नहीं लेता है।
Shokut's connections with Assam, a state that is more than 1,000 miles away, have raised Shafiq's suspicions. What's more, unusually for a man of modest means, Shokut owns land there.
उसने बताया कि हर 3 महीने पे वो जो है 4 महीने पे आसाम जाता है, उसका पूरा लिंक है, वहाँ उसने ज़मीन ख़रीदा हुआ है। एक हरियाणा का साधारण सा आदमी आसाम में ज़मीन नहीं खरीदता।
Shokut acknowledges that he acts as a broker for marriages between women in Assam and men in Haryana. But Shafiq suspects that he does more than that.
ऐसा कभी आप सुना है कि या कोई मामला आपके नज़र में आया है जिसमें यहाँ लड़की आके बहुत परेशान रहती हो?
ऐसा मामला मैंने नहीं सुना है अभी।
हम लोगों ने कई केस ऐसे सुने हैं कि 2-3 लड़की ऐसी भी मिली हैं हम लोगों को जिनको 3-4 बार बेच दिया लोगों ने।
मैंने तो पहली बार सुना, मैंने नहीं सुना है। वहाँ से जो भी लड़की आएगी शादीशुदा होके आएगी, ऐसा नहीं है।
Shokat, despite everything that you've said, I mean, there are some people who've told us that actually what happens in these situations is that a lot of the girls come not knowing they're getting married and that they come against their will. Is that true?
ना, मेरे यहाँ पर तो नहीं है ऐसा, मेवात के अंदर तो नहीं है ऐसा।
Shawkat's denials mean that Shafiq will have to go back to his sources. But how can he be so certain about this and other cases?
हम हमेशा वक्त ज़्यादा लगाते हैं, टाइम ज़्यादा लगाते हैं, उसको पहले 3-4 जगह से वेरीफाई करते हैं. पर्सनली मैं कुछ लोगों से मिलता हूँ, बात करता हूँ, या फिर वो जो ट्रैफिक्ड वीमेन हैं उनसे बात करता हूँ, और एक बार जब कंफर्म होता है दो तरफ से, एक तो विक्टिम की तरफ से, दूसरा जिसने लड़की खरीदी है उसकी तरफ से.
What about those, women all over this area who say that that's happened to them? What do you think about their testimony?
वो गलत ही, औरत ही गलत है. कोई ज़बरदस्ती नहीं ला सकता वहाँ से, ना कोई पान में खिला सकता है. हाँ, पान जलेबी पता नहीं क्या क्या वो तो एक जादू हो गया.
Mariam is one of the trafficked women whose marriage is monitored by Hosea. She was sold into her first and second marriages and has endured a life of repeated sexual abuse. The options for her and women like her are extremely limited.
15 दिन बाद में फिर भेज दिया, या के पीछे 10,000 रुपये लेते हैं. अब है कुछ काम करना ही तो बस के तो है ही ना. आँखें तो आंधो है, कहाँ जाए कमाने को, कमाने की नहीं जाए, दोनों आँखें आंधो हुए पड़े. सुबह सुख ही साथ रखते, सुख से रखते हैं.
For Hosea, the problem is that once women are sold into marriage this way, their social status collapses. There can be no fairy tale ending.
ये पारो, अब ये बोलते फिर ये जाए कहाँ, काम मजदूरी है, इनको कौन दे रहे, सरकार कौन सी ये देती. चल तू पारो तो यहाँ जो से मकान बना के जमीन इजाजत है क्या पारो की, फिर इनके लिए कुछ भी नहीं है बेचारों. ये इसलिए करते कि कम से कम कोई लेके हमारे शादी कर लेके गुजारा तो करेंगा.
Marriage may seem the best option for a woman who has been the victim of bride traffickers and transported thousands of miles from her home. But the real solution lies in India enforcing its own anti-slavery laws.
Somewhere north of 10 million people are in slavery in India. And it's certainly been my experience with Indian government officials that they will brook no interference from outside, that they have a smarting sense of an imperialist and colonial legacy, which they trot out whenever you confront them about something that they really need confronting.
The modern face of Indian women is visible in sumptuous shopping malls, populated not just by a powerful Indian elite, but by an aspirational and increasingly prosperous middle class. New jobs in technology and services have opened up unprecedented opportunities for women in particular. This is the new India, and the one that this country wants to project to the outside world. But for the countless women enslaved as trafficked brides, this new prosperity can only be a distant dream. In the next episode of Slavery, a 21st Century Evil, China's darkest secret, millions of enslaved prisoners, and the surprising face of modern slavery.